Welcome back to the channel. In this video, that's right, I got my headphones back on, and that means today is another app review. So I'll be reviewing and comparing Apple Music and Tidal a little bit differently from my other comparisons before, because in this video, I'll be using iOS. So by popular demand, a lot of people requested that I review Tidal and compare it to Apple Music, take them both head to head, figure out which one's better, and use an iPhone to do it. So right here, I have the newest iPhone. I'll be showing you guys these two different apps with 4 different criteria to figure out which one's actually the best app for you before you start subscribing to one or paying money or anything like that. So the 4 different criteria. First of all, I'll be looking at the interface and the features of both of these apps to figure out, which one's easier to use, which one has cooler features, better things within the app. Secondly, I'll be looking at the music quality of it, because honestly, Tidal is known for quality, so we can't ignore quality. Thirdly, we are going to be talking about price. And then, of course, the fourth one is possibly the most important, and that is the ability to find new music. Because if you're like me, it is really important to find new music before you get sick of the old stuff so you don't run yourself to the ground. So guys, this is going to be a big video. There's a lot to talk about with these two big apps. Both claim to be the best in the music industry. We're going to find out which one is actually the best one for you. So as always, this video is totally unsponsored. I'm not being paid by Apple Music or by Tidal. I'm just going to present to you my honest opinion based on my use of both of these apps. And I'm going to present you the facts for both these apps. And on top of that, also several other features that I've been reading online were complaints by other people. And we're going to figure out, like I said, which one's actually the best one for your needs. So let's start off with Tidal right here. Now, as you can see, when you just open up the app, it goes to home right here. I've been playing a song before, and one of the first really cool things I want to show you before I explain anything else, I'm just going to show you this so I don't forget. You can open up any song right here by clicking the 3 dots, and you have these other options where you can add it to your collection, you can share it, play it next, blah, blah, blah. Or you can go to track edit. So this little thing right here, you can actually choose different parts of the song, and you can say, I want it to start there, and I want it to end right there. And while it's doing that, so you could say next, and while it's in that little gap right there, you can change like the fade in, the fade out, the tempo. So if I want this to play like 16% faster, if I want a higher pitch for whatever reason, I can do that, and I can save it. I can save it as my edit number 2. Okay, so now let's talk a little bit more about the rest of this app. So on the top, you have this little scrolling window right there where they show you pop into spring and things like that. So when you first start off, it's not necessarily tailored to you. So one sort of negative on Tidal, and I think I said it before, is when you first sign up for this, they don't ask you what you're interested in, and instead they sort of just feed you like the mainstream stuff. Now over time, a lot of people said that after several months of listening to this, you really start to get a more tailored experience. But overall, I've seen that this seems to be much more mainstream. That's something I noticed before, and so if you're really interested in a lot of mainstream stuff, there's really no customization needed. You already have the newest music, the hottest music. You can go over and explore and find like the charts and all kinds of stuff like that. So it's definitely great for that. I really do like how Apple Music, on the other hand, is more customized right off the bat. So when you first sign up for it, they ask you what kind of genres you like, they ask you what kind of artists you like, and they sort of start off tailoring from the very beginning. So they'll say, you said maybe you like some rock, or maybe you like some indie stuff, whatever. And they start off right off the bat with things that you might be interested in. And of course, they're going to monitor what you're clicking on and what you're listening to, what you're liking or disliking. And it's going to be tailored based on that over time. So both of them are going to be optimizing the app interface and the experience for you over time. But I think Apple Music does a better job of asking those initial questions to really just find the right ballpark to start in. Something I really like about Tidal, however, is that you have things like Tidal Rising. So if you go over to Explore and you have Tidal Rising, this is going to be like up and coming artists, or you can do Tidal X, and overall you're going to find a more of a connection with your artist. So as we go over, you'll find search, and you can search your artists. Now, one small drawback, of course, is that you can't have the voice search, and I'll show you that with Apple Music. Of course, there is a big benefit there that you can use Siri. So with this one, not quite so much. So you can add the artists, or you can add songs or anything like that as a favorite right there by hitting the little heart. It adds it to your collection. You can also go to a radio. So if I want to start a radio, I can hit play, and it's going to start playing through, a Neil Young radio right now. Another drawback is, so you can add things to your collection from the radio, but there's no way to actually like or dislike songs within the radio. You can block them and say, I don't want this artist, or I don't want this track coming up in my music again, but that's not exactly what I'm looking for. So something that is cool though is if you actually swipe left or right, as you saw I just did right there, over here it's going to show you the queue and what's up next. And if you go the other way, it's going to suggest different tracks. So it's going to say, hey, you like this, maybe you might also be interested in some of the other songs or artists or anything like that. Okay, so once you go over to my collection, you have my mix and playlist and albums and all that other stuff, but let's talk about my settings right now. So if you go to settings, this is actually really cool because you have right here crossfade, which I know I say this in all my videos, but I really do like this feature. So if you go to crossfade, you can choose anywhere from 0 to 12 seconds, and that'll be between songs. They'll sort of just fade right into the next one. Within Explore, you can actually go down and choose genres or moods, which is really cool if you want to, find some dance music or some indie or whatever you're looking for at the specific time. You can also go down, like I said, and you can find shows and podcasts. So you might have, live concerts or something like that, and videos. You might have some podcasts in here. They don't have the most, they don't have the best selection of podcasts. I wouldn't choose Tidal for the podcast. So Apple Music, of course, is going to be a little bit more baked into this phone because it is an Apple phone. So it makes sense they're going to have Apple Music on there. They're going to have it more compatible with like Siri and things like that. And so if you open up Siri, you can not only tell it to play a song for you, but you can also go and identify songs and start playing them on here. So let's do an example of that right now. Hey Siri, what song am I listening to right now? Okay, so there you have it. It found it right there, and you can actually go and open up the artist, open up the song, the album, and you can play it directly within Apple Music with no problem at all. So searching is definitely cool on Apple Music as well, because when you go to search, you can not only find, artists or lyrics or anything like that, but you can also search your library for any songs that you might have saved, or maybe you already know that it's a specific version of a song that you have in your library. What I don't like is actually your settings aren't really in Apple Music. So, if you want to get to your settings, you actually have to go back over to settings and then go into music to get into the settings that you want for Apple Music. So kind of annoying right there, but within settings, you do have an EQ, you have a volume limit. Those are both very good. So some good things on the other hand, because there is a social aspect to this, you can follow other friends and see what they listen to. So when you go into the For You tab, it'll show up. Right now, I'm not connected to any friends on here, but if you are, it'll show up and you can find out what they're listening to. If you open up, anything and you find a song that you might want to listen to, there is actually like the 3D touch thing that Apple has. So if you press harder on a song, it actually shows up with the list of things that you might want to do. So you can love or dislike, which is going to optimize the app for you. It's going to show more of songs that you love and less of songs that you dislike. And it's going to tailor, the radio stations or the For You section based on that. Now, when it comes to actually finding songs, first of all, Tidal has about 57 million songs from their website, from what I've seen, and Apple Music has somewhere in the range of 45 to 50 million songs. So both have a huge, huge library, and it's very unlikely that you're going to come across songs that you can't find on one or both of these platforms. So as I said, Tidal eventually becomes more tailored to you, but when you're finding music at first, it really is going to be based on, what they're showing right here. So what's most popular, they're going to show you maybe like master quality if you're interested in that. They're going to be showing you some like featured playlists that they like. If you go over to Explore, you can go into, top stuff and you can find charts and the Billboard and things like that. So you're going to be finding a lot of very popular stuff and find a lot of new music like that. You can also, of course, go over and find suggested music if you're looking for new music. So another option right there. So definitely plenty of ways to find new music on Tidal. Now for discovering new music in Apple, this is definitely way easier to do in my opinion. So I really do think that when you're first getting started off, when you first sign up for both these apps, it is easier to find new music that is more interesting to you with Apple Music. Like I said, when you start off, they ask you questions about what music you want. And so because of that, they're going to be a little more tailored from the very beginning, showing you which songs you might be interested in, what artists you're more interested in. And so when you're finding other music, you can also search by lyrics. You can like and dislike songs. Now, when you go over to the browse feature, you are going to have, music based on what's new. You can find the charts, music videos, and different genres, stuff like that. You are not going to have any podcasts on here because Apple has their own podcast app. Now, when you go over to radio, you actually have a live radio right there, which is really cool. It shows you the little live icon right below the album. So cool that they have a live radio right there. You can also see other suggested stations, featured stations, and things like that. You can make your own station as you can on Tidal as well for any song or any artist or any album that you want. So talking about audio quality between these two different apps, unfortunately, Apple Music does not have lossless quality. They don't have FLAC. They don't have hi-fi. So essentially what that means for those of you who don't know a whole lot about audio is it's going to be a little bit compromised. So the audio quality is not going to be quite as high. They're cutting out some of the data. So it's going to sound essentially the same, but it won't be quite as clear. It won't have quite the same quality. Now, some people argue that you can't hear this, and if you're using a cheap setup, so maybe if you have like $20 wireless, AirPod knockoffs, you're definitely not going to be able to hear the difference. But if you are using like a really high quality setup, a lot of people think that they actually can hear the difference, and maybe you can, maybe you can't. Let me know down in the comment section below if you can or cannot hear the difference between these two different qualities. So on Tidal, of course, you are going to have the lossless quality. If you're using your phone, it's hi-fi, which is 44.1 kilohertz, which is, really good sample rate, and you also have 16-bit audio, so it is going to be better than a standard 8-bit. If you want to use master quality, you do have to use your laptop. Now, not every song is available in master quality, but there is a decent library out there with master quality, which is 96 kilohertz and 24-bit audio. So definitely much higher quality. Now, I'm not sure if you can actually hear the difference between master and hi-fi. If you can, then your ears are absolutely amazing. For me, I definitely can't hear that difference. I think hi-fi is definitely good enough for my ears. So talking about the prices, Apple Music has essentially 4 different options. So if you're listening just on your own and you only want the account just for you, it's going to be $10 a month for Apple Music. If you want to do a family plan, it's $15 a month, and you can have up to 6 different accounts on there. So 6 different simultaneous streams. Definitely a great deal if you have enough people interested in that. Then, of course, you can also do a student plan, which is $5 a month. If you're a student, that's a great deal right there. And you can also do the regular single plan for a full year, which is only $100, so you're saving $20 on the year. So not a bad idea there. They have 4 different options based on how many people are involved, or what your current status is in life. Now, on Tidal, on the other hand, there are only 2 options, and it's going to be either premium or their master audio quality one. And so essentially, premium is just going to be like $10 a month. If you're using an iPhone and you want to get it through the App Store, it's going to be $13 a month. They have that 30% commission that they're charging, so a little bit more expensive, a little bit of a gouge right there. That's kind of annoying. And of course, that is not going to give you the hi-fi. Now, if you go to master quality, it's $26 a month on Apple. If you otherwise get it, of course, minus 30%, which is the normal rate. If you get it through your laptop or something like that, then it is only going to be $20 a month. But still, $20 a month is what you're going to be paying for the high quality audio. So which one's actually better for you? I think if you're somebody that really wants to be connected to your artist, if you really want to give back to your artists and really support them big time, then definitely go with Tidal, because it is going to be more expensive, but you are getting higher quality audio. You are, the artist is getting paid more, so they are getting a better premium off of their music that they're putting out. So they really are, kind of getting rewarded for that. And then of course, they're going to give you some, some premium content, some earlier releases on Tidal sometimes, depending on the artist, of course. And you're going to be more connected with your artist overall. Now, if you're somebody that doesn't really care as much about the quality, doesn't really care as much about like the artist interaction, and you just want like the music, maybe a social aspect to it, and maybe you just want something that's really convenient, Apple Music definitely packs a punch with convenience there, because it's baked into your phone. You already have it. You already have Siri on there, and if you have anything else that's Apple, it's going to be so convenient to just switch between different devices with Apple Music. So Apple Music, in that sense, is definitely the way to go. Let me know down in the comment section below which one you actually like better. Which one are you guys choosing for your home, for yourself, for your family, whatever you're looking for? Let me know in the comment section below. As always, guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to click that subscribe button right there. If you want to see another video just like this one, click right there. And for my most recent upload, click right up there. You got 3 great options, guys. Click on any one of those, and I'll see you in the next video.